There once was an old man. We're gonna be reacting to the old man's no, the woodcutter's wisdom.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good, y'all. Stay tuned.
They tried to play us, but we made the game. Offend these haters, turn their shade to shame.
Believe you me.
Stick with the name that pays. Big Daddy everything. And they thought I was dumb to rap, but how dumb is that when I'm the running back? Gut punch you in front of you at eye level, see if you gon' stomach that. It's food for thought, but we don't feed them hoes, we don't need them hoes. Eloquent, Big Daddy elephant, just in they element. Intelligence, telling men something they could tell a friend. And
All right, so we got story time for everybody today. We wanted to bring something that's been very profound, prolific in my life, and also, Jeff. Hey, you want to say something to these people?
Dude, people, what's up? Yeah, man, this story, it actually was one of the first major impacts on me in the way of my perspective, in the way I dealt with life, the way I was approaching life. This story had a huge impact. One of the first ones in my transition from young man to manhood. So big deal, man. This story's a big deal, guys. And this is cool.
Once there was an old man who lived in a tiny village. Although poor, he was envied by all, for he owned a beautiful white horse. Even the king coveted his treasure. A horse like this had never been seen before. Such was its splendor, its majesty, its strength.
People offered fabulous prices for the steed, but the old man always refused. This horse is not a horse to me, he would tell them. It is a person. How could you sell a person? He is a friend, not a possession. How could you sell a friend? The man was poor and the temptation was great, but he never sold the horse.
Our commercial break. Alyssa, yes, this is very live, as you can tell. Right now, we're stopping to say these things to you.
Yes. When all you had to do was see the red dot and you could tell that it was live. But thank you for interrupting the live with your question.
All right. One morning, he found that the horse was not in the stable. All the village came to see him. You old fool, they scoffed. We told you that someone would steal your horse. We warned you that you would be robbed. You are so poor. How could you ever hope to protect such a valuable animal? It would have been better if you had sold him. You could have gotten whatever price you wanted. No amount would have been too high. Now the horse is gone, and you've been cursed with misfortune, the old man responded. Don't speak too quickly. Say only that the horse is not in the stable. That is all we know. The rest is judgment. If I've been cursed or not, how can you know? How can you judge?
The people contested. Don't make fools out of us. We may not be philosophers, but great philosophy is not needed. The simple fact that your horse is gone is a curse.
The old man spoke again. All I know is that the stable is empty and the horse is gone. The rest I don't know, whether it be a curse or a blessing. I can't say. All we can see is a fragment. Who can say what will come next?
The people of the village laughed. They thought that the man was crazy. They had always thought he was a fool. If he wasn't, he would have sold the horse and lived off the money. But instead, he was a poor woodcutter, an old man still cutting firewood and dragging it out of the forest and selling it. He lived hand to mouth in the misery of poverty. Now he had proven that he was indeed a fool.
Wow. Okay, so let's take a small little time to look at this. So far, if you're just coming in, so far the woodcutter is an old man. He doesn't have a whole lot of possessions, but he has a beautiful white horse. And this white horse was coveted even by kings. And one day he wakes up, the horse is not there. It's not in the stable. And so many people are like, oh, you fool, you idiot. You should have sold the horse while you had the chance. You could have got any kind of money for it. You're so poor. How can you ever protect such a horse? And so did that,
Yeah,
zoom
brother.
in on my lick lip?
It did. It did, brother. It should have had the noise. Ah.
And so what's the woodcutter saying, brother, about all this?
He's saying, I this horse is not something that I sell. This is my friend.
Okay.
He cares for the horse. And so he's standing on that. He refuses to sell the horse. And he has, he uses the horse. And his perspective is just the horse is not in the stable. That's all we know. All we know is that the horse isn't in the stable. I'm not selling the horse, but it happens to not be in the stable this morning. And that's it.
But surely we're looking at it. You're a fool. You could have sold the horse and made money, and now it's gone. This is a curse. You're cursed.
You're cursed. And one of the things he points out that I'd like to point out is that he's saying that judgment is still needed. There still needs to be judgment. You guys are making judgment already. And we still have to judge. The matter still needs to be judged. We don't know.
So life is like this, right?
Yeah.
All right. After 15 days, the horse returned. He hadn't been stolen. He had run away into the forest. Not only had he returned, he had brought a dozen wild horses with him. Once again, the village people gathered around the woodcutter and spoke. "Old man, you were right and we were wrong. What we thought was a curse was a blessing. Please forgive us."
The man responded, "Once again, you go too far. Say only that the horse is back. State only that a dozen horses returned with him. But don't judge. How do you know if this is a blessing or not? You see only a fragment. Unless you know the whole story, how can you judge? You read only one page of the book, can you judge the whole book? You read only one word of a phrase, can you understand the entire phrase?"
Life is so vast, yet you judge all of life with one page or one word. All you have is a fragment. Don't say this is a blessing. No one knows. I'm content with what I know. I'm not perturbed by what I don't.
Maybe the old man is right, they said to one another. So they said little. But down deep, they knew he was wrong. They knew it was a blessing. 12 wild horses had returned with one horse. With a little bit of work, the animals could be broken and trained and sold for much money. The old man had a son, an only son. The young man began to break the wild horses. After a few days, he fell from one of the horses and broke both legs. Once again, the villagers gathered around the old man and cast their judgments. "You were right," they said. "You proved you were right. The dozen horses were not a blessing. They were a curse. Your only son has broken his legs, and now in your old age, you have no one to help you. Now you are poorer than ever."
Oh, man. You see, as we're looking at this, brother, isn't it so easy to catch on with what they're saying and say, yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah.
You're right. It wasn't a blessing. Look.
Yeah.
We were thinking, yeah, just break the horses in and sell them, but now your only son, both of his legs are broken.
Yeah.
And that's something you got to deal with. What's up, brothers? Craig says, what's up, Craig?
Craig, what's up, brother?
Well, brother.
Return of the Mac. I still listen to that song, man. At least twice a week, I listen to that song, Craig.
Oh, is that what?
That's what that song is. Yeah,
I see that.
I listen. Because that's what comes up when I pull it up on YouTube. At least twice a week, bro. It's been like that for about 5 years. Yep.
The old man spoke again. You people are obsessed with judging. Don't go so far. Say only that my son broke his legs. Who knows if it is a blessing or a curse? No one knows. We only have a fragment. Life comes in fragments.
It so happened that a few weeks later, the country engaged in war against a neighboring country. All the young men of the village were required to join the army. Only the son of the old man was excluded because he was injured. Once again, the people gathered around the old man, crying and screaming because their sons had been taken. There was little chance that they would return. The enemy was strong, and the war would be a losing struggle. They would never see their sons again.
You were right, old man. They wept. God knows you were right. This proves it. Your son's accident was a blessing. His legs may be broken, but at least he is with you. Our sons are gone forever. The old man spoke again. It is impossible to talk with you. You always draw conclusions. No one knows. Say only this. Your sons had to go to war, and mine did not. No one knows if it's a blessing or a curse. No one is wise enough to know. Only God knows. How about that, brother?
Love it, man. I love it.
That was such a good story that we brought it on to Big Daddy Energy Podcast, brother.
We had to, brother. We had to, man, because this was a staple for me, especially, and I know for you too. But this was a staple in our understanding as men. You know, and I know men that have probably never read the story, but have come to the same conclusion, right?
Yes, sir.
That the story can bring you to, and it turns out it's kind of important. It's a pretty big deal, so that's why we had to bring it to Big Daddy Energy. So, yeah, brother. What a
How?
story, huh?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, that's one of those things. I wonder if there's the old man was right. We only have a fragment. Okay, this is some other commentary. You think that story could have just continued, brother? Just the same way?
Yeah.
Over and over again?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe the people wouldn't get it.
Yep.
I think there's some people that are alive right now that might even know us, that might even be joining in.
Mm-hmm.
That can hear this and say, I kind of see where that's going. I guess that makes a little sense.
Yeah.
Is it possible somebody can listen to this and say, I don't really understand why they had to read it all, but I guess I get it. Is that possible, brother? That people can kind of pick up on some of this stuff?
It's possible. If they jumped in and during the middle of this, then they would make that judgment with only a portion of what this video is, because we're not done with the video. So how can you know if this is helpful or not? You know, you've only received a fragment.
It's just a fragment.
You have to continue. Yeah.
I will say this though, brother. I have some wisdom for the woodcutter.
All right.
All right.
Let's do it. Yeah. I love it.
He was only blessed, but blessings come from opportunities.
Yeah.
If you have the right kind of mindset. Because if he had the wrong mindset and he rushed into taking action every time, then that means he solidified his judgment. Right? Let's just say, brother, from when his horse got stolen, he went crazy. He went livid, and it was just like, how am I going to live now? That was my best friend. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to me. He's hyperventilating, and then he has a heart attack. Was it a blessing or a curse, Jeff?
It was a curse. Yeah.
We know the end, right? We can see it.
We see the end. Yeah.
It's a curse. Right, but because he had the right attitude, he said, listen, I'm not going to overreact. I understand. Y'all are saying my horse was stolen. I didn't see anybody steal it. All I know is the horse is not in the stable. We'll see. Life hasn't been completely horrible to me, so we'll kind of see what happens. And then he did, brother. He saw what happens, and it turns out the horse came back. That in itself is like, ooh, cool. My horse came back.
Yeah.
Right? And then he sees all these horses and says, terrific. He doesn't say terrific. He just looks at it and says, okay. All right. Looks like it could be a little bit more responsibility. I'm old. I'll keep cutting this wood, but my son, see if he broke the first horse. He can start breaking these other horses. All right. While he's breaking the horses, his son breaks his leg.
Yeah.
He doesn't say, oh my gosh, why did I even take on this thing? I would never be in this position if my horse never ran away in the first place. If that horse didn't bring back all these other horses. Brother, listen to me. Broken legs is going to be okay. I can take broken legs for 12 more horses, brother.
Yeah, for sure, brother.
Son, your legs are just broken.
Your legs are broken. No worries. You'll have a virgin in 6 months. Just relax. We're gonna be rich. You'll be all right.
You see what I'm saying, brother? And then when he finds out, okay, there's a war and all this kind of stuff, you start to see it if you just slow down long enough. Because what I can guarantee to everybody around that's living, the Most High God is not up there saying, yeah, let me see. Who else? Let me
Yeah,
ruin everyone's lives. Let me just think of really creative ways to make everyone's lives suck.
Yeah, there's a phrase I heard, and I've seen it a lot, and it says something to the tune of that God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
And you're the Rolodex. Is that line in the scriptures anywhere that you can think of?
Oh, in the canon?
Yes, sir.
In the 66 books.
Yes, sir.
Say it one more time.
God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. Enter.
No match. No match.
No match? All right.
No match.
I suspected, but I just had to check.
Yeah, I had to actually go through that. I actually went through Leviticus twice. It's no match.
Not in there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking Titus, maybe, but
Titus.
I don't think so, man.
What about Romans? You know Romans because Romans, Trojans.
Oh yeah. The strongest guys. Yeah. Nope.
It's not in there, brother.
No, it's not in there, brother. And this is why. Because the strongest battles that you have, or that you have to get through, we have this idea that it's for a singular purpose to raise you up, and you have no idea what it's for. Those strong battles, those hard times that you have to go, you have no idea the purpose of those things, right? It could just be that you have to just get through that and then be done with it, and that's it. You have no clue. And so the Lord's not looking at his strongest soldiers and saying, I'm gonna pick the strongest people I can find and make their lives as hard as possible. That's actually not what you do with your best soldiers. In a real function in military, you don't give your best soldiers the hardest work constantly. That's not what you do with them.
That's not smart, is it?
No. You got to give them the work that they can do, for sure. And it's usually going to be tough work, but you usually want to keep them around the not so good soldiers. That's kind of what you want to do with your best soldiers, is put them around the soldiers that are maybe need some work.
I have a question. When you think about Joseph, do you remember his story briefly?
Yeah, I do.
He's actually your great.
Yeah, but it's actually also great.
The great grandfather.
There you go. Yeah.
Joseph from the Bible.
Yeah.
He was the firstborn of Rachel, which was his father's favorite wife, and he was his father's favorite son. Blessing, right? Man, look at this guy. Look at this kid. He came out. He's blessed, man. Look, it's all, man. That's great. You're so blessed. What a blessing, right? Jeff?
Yeah, and that's the Rachel that he had to work for 14 years to have.
Right? Oh, you didn't tell me that part.
You
didn't tell me that part. That happened in his, to get him. That had to happen
to get to Rachel. Yeah, remember he worked 7 years for her, but then he was duped and was given Leah.
And then he worked
7 more years.
7 years again
to get Rachel. So he put a lot of work in for her.
But wait a minute, I just jumped in at the story of him being his favorite son. So you're telling me there was more to it before that?
Yeah.
So then that doesn't seem like a blessing, is it? That's a curse, man.
Well, after 7 years, it would feel like a curse. When he was given Leah, I'm sure he felt cursed.
Yeah, so I thought it was all good, but it seems like it was all bad.
Yeah. Yeah, but then when you fast forward, he has his favorite son with his favorite wife.
And then from my understanding, he put a coat of many colors on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he loved him more than all his other sons. That's a blessing, man. Man, that's a blessing. I don't see anything going wrong here, man.
Blessing stamped. Blessed.
Yeah. Yep.
Hashtag blessed.
He's going to enjoy the rest of his life. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Uh-oh.
What are you saying? His life is blessed. You told me already. He's his favorite son. He's loved more than all his brothers.
How did Joseph's brothers feel about that?
Oh, what does that matter? I don't know. I don't know. He's the favorite son. What, they hating on him or what?
Yeah. So he went on to like do what? What happened to Joseph?
Well, he just he had dreams or whatever. I think he went and told his brothers or some like dream like y'all are gonna bow down to me or whatever. But it's all good because it's like I'm dad's favorite anyway. So that
Yeah, blessed. Hashtag blessed.
I'm blessed.
Oh.
So excuse me, I'm just gonna go back home to dad.
See what Pops is up to.
Yep. If that's okay with you guys, could you excuse me, sir? Sorry, I wanted to go this way. I'm trying to go this way.
Hey, come here, man.
Yeah, what's up? I already talked to y'all. Now I'm about to go home, man. It's time to go home. It's getting dark.
Oh, are we dirtying your colored robe? Is
Hey,
that what
get off of me. Hey,
Hey, give me this robe.
Get him.
Get
Wait to
him.
me. Oh man, so then it's a curse. Then he's only cursed. This is a curse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It was a curse the whole time. The whole time it was a curse. We knew
that's
it.
what it sounds like.
It was a curse when his dad had gotten Leah instead of
We should
Rachel.
have known right then that it was a curse. That
Yeah.
all this is a curse. Him meeting Rachel was a horrible thing, and now I see it.
Yeah.
So,
And then what they do with Joseph?
yeah, they sold him. What else are they gonna do? They sold him in slavery, and he went.
Oh, yeah.
He was a slave, and then when he was when he was a slave, he started actually doing really good. He was taking care of like this man's house, and it seemed, he increased that man. That's true. And that man had everything.
Yeah, wasn't he like working like directly under the king?
No, not yet. He was at a man named Potiphar's house, and he was well taken care of, and he did a lot for that man too. Like that man's house he was completely increased and blessed. That's true. No, okay, no, Joseph was blessed. I'm tripping, bro. I don't know why. Okay, I got it now. Joseph, he was blessed. He was blessed. He was blessed. That's that. I don't know why I was tripping.
Yeah, it's like it's darkest before it's day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why everything's all good now.
So it's like, he gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Yeah, and plus he came up and it's all good, man. I could see how that makes sense. All right, well, I'm good then. I don't need my brother hating on me anyway.
Yeah, but he didn't end at Potiphar's house.
Oh, I think there was. Because he was so blessed. There was this woman that was really, really trying to hit on him, but he didn't want to do nothing with her. That's all good. You want to
okay, yeah.
And then I think, she yelled rape on him. Damn.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah, because he wouldn't. He wouldn't give into her.
That's right. Yeah, and she was Potiphar's wife, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Kind of.
No, it was his wife, and he was like, "Look, Potiphar hasn't left anything from me except for you, his wife, and so how can I sin against God with this thing?" She called rape, and then they took him to prison. Damn, nah.
Yeah, see,
you see how tricky it is, brother. Yeah. It's a curse, man. He was cursed.
A curse the whole time. It's been a curse the whole time.
He was cursed.
Yeah,
but I thought there was more. No. Isn't there more to that one? Because he went to prison. He was in prison.
Oh yeah, because he ended up going to. They traded him. They ended up trading him to somewhere else, didn't they? They sold him.
No. They sold him to Potiphar. So that was a long time ago.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
and so now he was locked up, and you know how that is, brother. You know what I'm saying? Being locked up. So he was just locked up. That's true, bro. He was cursed, man. Because when you're locked up, bro, all that heat and all that stuff, you're working for free. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
and he didn't even do nothing. So for somebody,
I know a bunch of people that have avoided going to jail.
Right.
So
you know what I'm saying? And then for him not to even do anything and to get like framed like that by that chick, it's obvious he was cursed.
Yeah. I wonder if he met anybody in there. He did, right?
The baker. He met a baker and he met I think a butler or something like that. Why?
Well, I was trying to figure out because didn't he like decipher somebody's vision while he was in there?
Yeah, they both of them had dreams, and so one of them had a dream of uh, some 3 days, something like that, or whatever, and then another one, like one of them died, and the other one was restored. It was something like that. One of them got killed,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think it happened like when it really went down, it happened exactly like how he said, or something like that.
yeah. Because he had that kind of ability, right? Like he was kind of
Well,
like,
yeah, I guess it was a gift. Yeah, that was his gift. Yeah,
uh,
and like the dude that was restored, he was like, "Hey, just remember me,"
yeah,
and the dude forgot all about him. So, as you see what I'm saying? So you're doing all
yeah,
this stuff, you help, you looking out for other people or whatever, whatever. Told him to remember, and the dude forgot all about him. So you just kind of see how bad this dude's life is going, man. It's just I feel for him because he's cursed, bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know though, but that's not the end of the story though, because I read the story. I thought somebody like put in a word for him, because I remember there was like a pharaoh, right, or king,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Egyptian, yeah, the Pharaoh.
and
Oh, you know what?
they
He
ended
had
up.
a dream. Yeah.
Remember,
He had a dream.
he was like, give me somebody that can help me with this dream, and I'll bless
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
But they
He
got to
had
tell
a
me
dream.
exactly what it was before I say anything. Something like that.
Yeah, he had a dream,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the chief butler um had said, "Look, there was a Hebrew guy. He told me all about my dream. Told me about the baker's dream. He said what was going to happen to him, and that happened. And then what was going to happen to me? I was going to be restored. And yeah. And then so Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was told his dream, and he interpreted the dream.
yeah.
So that gift came in handy then.
Yeah, it came in handy,
Hmm.
and then he ended up putting them like right up under him. Like that's how he came up.
So then he was blessed.
Yeah, because remember, like he was like right up under the king, right up under the pharaoh. He was like the next guy in charge.
So then he was blessed.
Yeah,
So what's the moral of the story? Woodcutter's wisdom, this stuff we're talking about with Joseph. Hey, how about even everybody else's life? It's out here. You may not be able to choose exactly what happens to you. That I'm saying, you can make choices in your life, and you have cause and effect by the choices you make. But then there's some things that you have no choice over. No choice. You being born around this time, you had no choice whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Some people are millennials, some people are even younger than that, and you just had no choice in the matter. And so here you are. You may say, "Oh, I'm cursed because I'm female, or I'm cursed because I'm short, or I'm cursed because I have a big schnoz, or I'm cursed because I have a little pee, or all these things that you can say. Oh, I'm blessed because I'm tall and I have a big one." It's too early. These are fragments, and if you overreact, brother. When I was younger, I used to overreact about being a handsome man. I overreacted. I said, "I'm handsome. I'm gonna use this to my advantage all the time."
yeah.
Overreacted.
And you only had a fragment.
I only had a fragment, Jay. I
Yeah.
only had a fragment, man. And if I would have slowed down a little bit, then maybe my looks would matter. You know what I'm saying? When I was locked up for that time, I was around men, brother. These don't matter. This
It
doesn't.
doesn't matter, brother. You don't have the haircut you want. You didn't have a beard.
I did not have a beard.
Uh,
You know what I'm
oh,
saying? So any physical whatever, unless I looked like a mean person, those looks don't help. You know what I'm saying?
no,
And
no.
even looking mean in prison don't last for so long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, and if I would have played my cards right, brother, and not overreacted, or some people overreact to misfortune, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what thugging is all about? Yeah,
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
right.
Overreacting
They
to
overreacting
misfortune.
to yeah, it's a little poverty going on, little people saying things I don't want them to say, or responding to certain things that I can't get you, I can't let you make it for that. Overreacting, man.
Yeah.
They're taking a little bit of time processing and taking in the whole story, because how do we know? How can you tell? It's just a fragment. Brother, do you implement this kind of stuff in your life, man?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I still do whenever I think to. Um, yeah, absolutely. Because one of the things you'll learn in life is that most of the things that we judge as good or bad are actually neither good or bad. And most of the decisions you have to make, they don't really matter so long as you make one of them. Right. And this is something that I've learned is it's my life. I determine what's good and bad. Now I have I have set rules, right? Set rules. I have boundaries. I have guidelines. And in those ways, we have clear signs of good and bad, but the rest of it is kind of like whatever I want to do. And so instead, when something happens, I won't look at it and say, oh, this is terrible, or oh, this is great. No, it's just this is what happened. Because think about what it takes to sit and enjoy what you think is great, or to be sad over what you think is terrible. When instead, during the time you're enjoying what you think is great or being sad over what you think is terrible, during that time, you could be actually doing something with what's happened. That's it. I mean, so